once one of those lines starts flowing, you kind of zone everything else out. I don't know, you really don't think. You kind of just got to let your hand do the work.
Philadelphia native Stephen Oppenheimer is an aspiring designer who moved to Oregon to pursue his dreams.
I like creating things that I can end up holding in my hand. I think it's really cool to be able to see something that you put down on paper, and you draw it in a three-dimensional way, but then to work throughout the process and prototype it and actually manufacture it, and then to be able to sit there and hold that in your hand is really, it's very rewarding, and it's very cool to see, and I really like that process. I knew I didn't want to do just graphic design. I wanted to be able to actually physically hold the things that I was designing, and I told my advisor that, and she told flat out told me that you shouldn't be at this school then. You got to go somewhere else, and so I picked Oregon, and that was the next step of that process of how do I get to being a designer that can hold everything that he designs and see everything that he designs. You got to be the best graphic designer to be that successful at it. That's the hardest part, I think.
In 2012, ScoDucks, a Eugene t-shirt company, sought out Oppenheimer to join their team as a graphic designer.
Me and Harry went over to his house over at O-Town and sat down with him the first day, and he already had designs he's been working on before we even approached him, which is even funny. So he showed us those few designs, and we were immediately hooked. And we're like, we know this guy's got talent.
A t-shirt made for ScoDucks is a design Oppenheimer is most proud of. It was inspired by the Roots drummer Questlove and maintains his desire to incorporate his hometown Philadelphia. It is now on display in the Duck store.
It's super rewarding, and the best part was when my parents came out here and got to see it, and we was just walking past the Duck store. It had been closed at the time, and the doors were shut, but they always keep the lights on, and I just looked in, and the highest mannequin was sitting there wearing that shirt, and that was like shocking to them. My mom was on the verge of tears. It was awesome. It was a really cool experience. It's really hard to come up with something unique. Every time you think you come up with something brand new, it's already been done 2 or 3 times probably. But I like to think what sets me apart is my kind of the wide variety of things that I can design. I don't like to limit myself to just drawing or just graphic design. I like to be able to, at some point, if somebody needs a house designed, I can say I'll design a house for you. If I'm working at Nike, you can do shoes, or we can do t-shirts, or we can just do graphics for you, or a sign or anything. So I'm hoping at some point I'll become kind of like a renaissance man of design, and that's what will set me apart. I'm hoping in a couple years to to end up at Nike, Beaverton in particular, designing sneakers. That's what I set out to do originally when I left Conshohocken. I knew I wanted to design sneakers at Nike. So in a perfect world, that's what I'll be doing in a couple years, and then from there, anything and everything,